Hey guys, this video I just want to talk a little bit about why we use footwork. So this video is going to be pretty much the intent and the purpose of footwork, because you may just think of footwork as footwork, but I want to kind of like clarify a few things that's going to help you. If you break footwork down into a few different criteria, this is going to actually change the way you approach footwork. So first is pretty simple. It's traveling or to cover space on the ground. So just like a human would do, or a person or an animal, we just walk to cover space normally, right? That's just a pretty normal, natural way to do footwork, is traveling. So if we stepping, so we're using footwork to cover space. It doesn't matter how you want to cover that space, that's up to you. The next thing, well, traveling and space. So technically space it's all around you. So we could be like using this space all around us, right? Okay. Now, what else can we do? We can use footwork for levels. So this is also pretty natural movement that people do. So normally the natural movement would just be to like squat or to kneel down or something. In like popping, we kind of like use like the breaking down motion. So call it a breakdown, where we can just like break down at our hips, or we can break down at our knees. So we can add these different levels and stuff to change levels. We can add the breakdowns to change levels, sorry. We can also like get down to the ground, break down, boom. So we can use this, or we can like come up here. Sorry, that's levels. We can also like kind of like change levels and stuff, you know. So next would be another reason why we use legs or footwork. This is going to be more to just incorporate your whole body into any style, or we can use it as a way of connecting. Just for example, take a wave, and we want to bring the wave down to the legs now. Okay. So we've already incorporated the legs now with this. Again, we can use the knees and the legs and all that to just kind of like use our full body with any style. Same applies to tutting, because a lot of people think tutting just with the hands and stuff. We also use like tutting and stuff with the knees. So yeah, like whether we're going to be doing like this, we can use our legs and stuff with tutting. Even threading. So we don't just have to like thread with our hands and stuff. We may want to also like thread with our knees. So we could like wave to here, you know. So we can also use these threads, legs and stuff. So that's just an example anyway. There's so much stuff you can do like that. So connecting and using your full body is another one. Next would be texture. So there's different textures we can do with our feet. I'll give you one example, being like a glide or a float. So like with floating, like you give it like so we want to kind of make it like nice and light and airy. Or we could like to do like we're walking on the moon or something. So we can really add texture with our feet. And yeah, we can also like there's something slippery on the floor, like, or some resistance, like some kind of resistance there. So we're adding texture and stuff with our feet, and there's lots of different ways we can do that. We can also be like something heavy, like it's like the gravity is really heavy, so we're kind of like stuck to the ground. Texture also, I'm sure this also translates into vibrating and stuff as well, like boom 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 boom. It all comes from the knees pretty much. So the next thing, energy transfer. So this is more like a crump kind of thing, but we also use it in popping and other styles as well. Energy transfer is like, in crump they would like it's all like, I don't crump by the way, so this is probably going to look really bad, but I'd be like it's like the boom, like the energy, boom. You're sending the energy up. So I'm going to stop trying to crump because I don't crump and that looks awful. But I will show you how I would normally do it. It would be with like waving style or something. So I would be like boom, boom. And yeah, we're really using that energy transfer from the ground up. So even with hip hop, boom, 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 ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom. It's still like keeping that. Okay, energy transfer, right? So that actually ties into the next thing, groove and timing. We also use footwork for groove and timing. So whether it's like just keeping the timing with our feet, boom, boom, you know, and then we like get into like some toning something. One, you know, or we might be sacking, sack walk, shuffling. So yeah, it's keeping the timing. Now more like groove related thing. Might want to be like use our legs just to keep the groove. So we've got timing and groove. Okay. So just like bouncing, there's all sorts of grooves we can do. I actually made a video. If you want to check out the groove video, you can kind of see what I mean there. But not going to talk too much about that. So we got traveling and space levels to keep a groove or timing. We have to connect our full body with styles. We have textures. We have energy transfer. Now the last one, well, I'm sure there's probably a lot more than this, but I'm just going to talk about one more because I want to keep this video kind of short. Just dynamic poses or dynamic movement in general. So I'm pretty sure I've also made a video on like posing and stuff, but I'll just go over it again. So a pose is always going to look better if we can add our feet to make it a little bit more dynamic, right? So we might just want to like lift our foot up, or like you know, we might want to be like try to figure out what pose looks good, right? And we might have to like change our leg around or something like that. So we might even have to be like put our foot in a certain position to add that dynamic pose. We might have to lift our leg up. Maybe we want to like bring our leg back. Maybe we want to like find another position that looks really cool, whether it's like this, or like this, or like this. Okay, so posing, we use our legs just to create some more dynamic angles and stuff. I'm sure you can play around with this and like find the best angles for you. Personally, I actually think it looks pretty good with like tight end and stuff. So like a tight end pose. If I'm like doing something like maybe like trying to make sure these lines are clean. Let's figure this out. Get a nice angle. Maybe this angle looks good. This angle's pretty sick. Maybe flip that. Maybe flip this. Yeah. Here. Don't really like that angle, so maybe this angle's sick. Maybe this is sick. Maybe we like this one here. So yeah, we just play around with like angles like that and stuff. We can also like do any kind of pose we want really, like even on the ground. So another one, just to show you quickly. What do we got here? Know what I mean? So we can do all sorts of stuff like that, right? And yeah, so that's just a little introduction to the purpose of footwork and the intent of footwork. And once you understand the purpose and the intent, you can start to apply that to your dance, right? So you probably just start off dancing with like a groove or something, right? And you're probably just doing this subconsciously anyway, to music that you like. And then you just be like, just like dancing normally. And then you just probably won't even realize, just like, you're just dancing. And then you probably just like want to cover some distance. But then you can like start to explore it a little bit more. Be like, okay, what are some different ways I can travel rather than just like stepping now? So rather than just stepping, maybe I want to travel like shuffling. Okay? Maybe you want to like, glide or something to cover distance. Maybe you want to like travel another way that's a little bit differently, like, you know, or whatever. You know, so you find a new way to like cover distance. I don't know what else looks cool. Maybe we want to like backslide. I'm gonna take my shoes off first, but because I don't really do backslide because I'm not very good at the backslide. Yeah, see, I can't really do backslide very well, but I'll try it one more time for you guys. Just gotta get the hang of that motion, right? So, okay, so that's my attempt at a really bad backslide anyway, but you get the idea, guys. So there's so many different ways we can travel. There's different ways we can groove, different ways we can keep timing. I also like to keep timing like this with robot. Boom, boom, boom. Tap, 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 tap. You know? It would be like textures. That's another one, textures though. So keep this kind of texture going, and then we'll like see what other textures can we like come out with. Maybe we want to like add bouncing, or like bounce. Or like rocking. level changing. So yeah, anyway, get the idea, guys. Peace out.